Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and as much as I hate giving this guy attention, man, this is just too sweet to not bring up. So happy because I got Nate the cashier here, Nate the lawyer, aka the bot killer. Oh my gosh, Nate, you have now taken things to such a good place. I still can't get over the fact that this Christopher Boozy of Bot Sentinel thought it was wise to go up against LawTube and a team of lawyers. You guys obviously are lawyers. You're real lawyers. You also, have time to make, you're doing content, you're doing things. Mm-hmm. It was just idiotic of him to come and defame you the way he did. But for those who have not been following this case, Bot Sentinel, Christopher Boozy, as we call it, did he come at you first? How did it all start, Nate? Actually, let's make sure we clarify who instigated who.
So the way this all started was Ian Runkle, Bot Sentinel came out with a report to hit Tug. And that report to hit Tug essentially was saying that he's problematic. He should be deplatformed off YouTube. So when we read the report, because that's what we do, we're content creators. So we read the report and we all saw that the clips that from the clips that Tug had, it was taken totally out of context. So for instance, like Tug would say something at the beginning of the report, at the beginning of a live stream, and then he would say something 6 hours later, and Boozy put them together as if he said it all at the same time. Yep. Now Ian pointed that out and he showed it, and Tug actually showed it, like, hey, I'm being misquoted here. But for some reason, Boozy didn't appreciate that and then started attacking each one of us like individually. First he started attacking Ian, then he attacked Joe Neerman, who's another LawTube vet. Yep. He attacked him. Then Rob was like, well, since you're attacking all of us, let's just do a curse. You had this bankruptcy. You need to, you can't just start attacking people because you have a lot of skeletons in your closet. Then he did this background check on Rob and said, Rob was a criminal. Rob is a criminal. Rob is a criminal. I'm like, Rob is not a criminal. What are you talking about? He's a lawyer. He's a criminal. He got a couple of traffic violations. So then it was like, oh my God, Rob had enough traffic violations. Really? That's why he's a criminal. So then he said, next up, Nate the lawyer. And then when he said, next up, Nate the lawyer, he started attacking my parents because my parents, unfortunately, were crackheads. And he was like, hey, Nate used to be a crackhead. And guess what? And now he's a lawyer. So people started jumping on him like, hey, you're attacking the guy's parents for being crackheads. This is not a bad thing. This is a success story. The guy went from almost zero to something to become a lawyer. And
why shame you? Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. This is, he shouldn't be ashamed of that. He should be proud of that. So he deleted that tweet. And then he started deleting a whole bunch of those tweets. Then he was desperate.
Before we even get to that, let's show some receipts of our own. Mm-hmm. Christopher Boozy absolutely deleted all those receipts, but as he tells people, and always his defense, I don't delete tweets. Try again. You're a liar. You do. Where are those tweets about Nate? Because we got all the evidence of it. Yes. But continue.
No. So then after that failure, he started then saying things like, well, first I wasn't an American citizen. And was like, what? No, what are you talking about? I'm not an American. And that was because he was trying to find dirt on me. So he looked at a couple of my socials and said, oh, well, he's spelling things in the English way. So that means he must, essentially, I'm assuming he was alluding to I was a Nigerian scammer. So I was like, all right, So then he said, I'm not a real lawyer. Then that became a thing. He was looking for me. How can I find that he's not a real lawyer? He's not licensed anywhere. He's not a real lawyer. So then he tried to dox me. So he was trying to say, that's not a real lawyer. He's not a real lawyer. We can't find him. I can't find him. So eventually the fans said, hey, listen, this guy is a real lawyer. You don't know what you're talking about. Then it was like, okay, well, I can't find anything about him in the New York Times or anything. He's lying about that. Then it was like, no, here's the article, front page of New York Times. He's in the front page of New York Times. Then it was, okay, so now it went from, I'm not being an American. I'm not being a lawyer. I'm lying about my credentials. Then it was like, well, he's never been a prosecutor. It was like, oh my God, really? Really? So then they had to show that. Then they had to show that. He has been a prosecutor. He has done that. So I was like, oh my God, we got to go through that one again. Then it was just like, that kept getting more desperate and more desperate. And then he found a clip from, I think 2 years ago, in which I was talking to another YouTube content creator, Emily D. Baker. And in that clip, I was explaining in that clip, I was explaining.
He's pinned it still. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So in that clip, I was explaining Emily was explaining her transition to the DA's office. Like she came from, I think, law school and like a couple of jobs before that to the DA's office. And my transition was from law enforcement, the office on the street, to the DA's office. So I was explaining how coming from that environment, how I understood all the tricks and stuff of the game, you know, that with what cops do when they're trying to, you know, make arrests and trying to appear cases for the DA's office. And I was able to identify it. Now, there was a case, there were two cases I was trying to explain about. The first case in where two cops had actually were chasing one guy. And what happened is, well, let me go back to the beginning of the chase. Two cops saw like a drug transaction. And I believe it was for weed, but I'm not sure if it was weed or coke. My belief is strong that it was for weed, but I'm just not sure. So I don't want to.
A substance. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just call it contraband. So they saw the guy in a transaction. They started chasing the guy. Right before they literally grabbed the guy, he goes in his pocket and he throws out the contraband. So the cops grab him, pick up the contraband, and arrest him and bring him in. So when they wrote the report, they wrote, you know, hey, they told us what happened, blah, blah, blah. You know, they saw the transaction, they grabbed the guy, and he had, you know, X amount of weed in his pocket, right? So I said, you know, just looking at him like, oh, he ran, he did this. And so then I said, then I spoke to the other cop who was there, and the other cop mentioned that they found some stuff on the floor. So then I was like, okay, so you didn't find that weed in his pocket, right? It was on the floor. And I was like, oh, but he was like, oh, no, it was in his pocket, but, you know, he just made the report concise. Now I was explaining that because I knew to ask that question because I kind of came out of that little system, you know, of trying to just make the reports concise enough. There was no evidence planted on anybody. It was just the way the report was written. So that's what I was explaining here. And I was like, you know, I knew all those tricks, right? You can't do that to me. You know, you didn't find that in that guy's pocket, but it obviously it wasn't a guy's pocket. It was just the way the report was written. And it was because cops like to write reports extremely concisely. So there was no crime committed. The guy actually had the contraband, right?
Yeah. And there's a full context that others have shared, and then you go in more specifically afterwards, but he clips all that out. And again, that's,
and then even in the second part of that same video, I explained in the other side when cops actually did lie, and I had to report them, and you know, and that part of it, like, oh my God, I found out they actually did lie in that report. So that was the full.
You don't got to defend yourself here, my man. I'm not
defending it. I'm saying it was clunky what I said, but that's exactly what happened. No, I don't.
But it's just more examples of this guy was just desperate, trying to defame and discredit you at every step of the way, and going somehow, I guess, through finding this clip must have required so much time and effort on his part, which just shows how unnerved he is by you. Whatever, jealousy, frustration, whatever it is. Anyway, lots of reasons why now you have a defamation case, and you are, in fact, let's get to it. You, in fact, are now raising funds because you have now gotten a lawyer. Guys, you got a legit defamatory lawyer, and you're going after Bot Sentinel and Christopher Boozy, correct?
Yes, I am suing them both. The issue that I have now is that Christopher Boozy, it's that one piece of it is just part of the full defamation campaign, right? We have all these false statements that he's put out over the past couple of days. So those are all causative action. And so we have a lot against Mr. Boozy, and we're going after, we're going after him. We're going to do. The problem is Mr. Boozy is the king of harassment campaigns on Twitter. And why? Yep. Because Twitter has his back and he knows how to play the system. So he'll put a tweet out that's defamatory. He'll put a tweet out that's all this stuff. And then what he does, he'll delete those tweets. So you can't report them. That's his whole game. And then Twitter, even if he does do something bad, you report it to Twitter, they do nothing. Like for instance, my case, I called him a bitch or a B for blocking me and then continue to tweet about me. I was like,
it was like you said it was a BS move that you went behind a block and started to continue to do it, which honestly it was.
But Twitter blocked me for that. Twitter was like, oh, we're gonna lock your account because you used a bad word on him. So I'm like, well, what about the doxing and the false information and all the other stuff that he's been doing to me? Is that not? And they're like, well, they're not.
It seems Twitter's all automated and doesn't actually care about what's right or wrong. It's about how many. He knows the tricks of like how many reports it takes to actually get filtered to the system. Where like, oh, yep, there is a bad. It's all automated. It seems. It doesn't seem like there's human beings reviewing these Twitter things. It does seem like there's bots, and he knows how to work those bots on Twitter is the vibe I get. And what's even more, really scary is the fact that aside from the deletes, which he absolutely does, he says he doesn't, but he doesn't, he'll just hide everything to control his narrative because he'll have even his own followers in his threads, like talking about you or others or, against him. And they're all hidden. Either hidden because he can't delete some of these replies, he'll hide them and then block them. So stop the replies in his threads to sort of stay clean. But the more we dig up on this guy, it's crazy because he's not only tracking us, he's tracking our followers. This is a group. This is his excuse for it all, guys. Sorry, Greg. This is a group of trolls that uses brigading and swarming to go after anyone who speaks out against them. It's an intimidation tactic used by most troll groups. Strength in numbers. I preemptively started blocking their. I mean, he's projecting much? Like, this is exactly what he does.
Exactly
so
what
now
he's been doing.
He's gaslighting everyone to say, "Oh no, that's what we're doing." No, we're actually real people because he's instigated this. Keeps poking the nest to try to like lie and then hide and trick and everybody mislead and then uses the media to do it all. And so, we started tracking their followers to better understand how this group targets and harasses. How is this legal? I don't understand, Nate.
And he puts this out there in Twitter. That's the scariest part about this. Twitter is allowing this person to do all this, to track you, to follow you around, to harass you. And you know what? That's their guy. This is Twitter's guy. Crazy, right?
Yeah, we're the only research firm actively monitoring this on social media. And then look at this. Imagine the upcoming election without Bot Sentinel. This guy wants to control the elections. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine? Holy crap, dude. Is that your end game here? That you're just going to keep getting enough crappy clients that you can sort of justify it? So anyway, it's scary, guys, what this guy's doing. It is truly scary. And he's out there asking for support. He wants your support. You can easily donate on the Bot Sentinel. It's literally button number 2 to go donate and help. You make social media safer. No, you are funding him, bullying everybody is what you're doing. So he's does this for monetary gain himself, but he's out there now, calling you out. It's like the latest one here this is next level grifting. And I feel sorry for the gullible people who sent this charlatan money. I mean, to me, he's scared. He's absolutely scared.
Oh, he's panicked.
And he's totally panicked. And you guys should know, I'm going to put the link in the description. You can support this legal fund. Nate puts it all out here. He's suing Bot Sentinel and its owner for defamation, other cause of action. Owner is engaged in targeted harassment of Twitter users and YouTube content creators. He's a paid enforcer for Amber Heard, Meghan Markle as well. And they target anyone who believes the jury verdict in the case. It's not like we're being crazy and conspiracy theorists. He won the jury verdict. Companies' campaigns have deplatformed many innocent users. Facts. We want to stop this harassment. The owner has now publicly defamed me, claiming I'm a criminal, felon, and not a lawyer. We believe not only we have a great case of winning, but we have retained top defamation lawyer in New Jersey, and we're out to win. If you want to help stop this campaign harassment, we need your help. Every dollar goes to legal fees, guys. Not Nate's pockets. This is all going strictly legal fees. Any and all overages will be donated to Children's Hospital of LA. Bravo. I don't see Boozy doing any of that type of action. He doesn't make that clear in his campaign that the excess goes elsewhere. We'll fight to do our best to win, but we can't do without you. So there it is. You can go to his Donately. I'll put the link in the description and I'll pin it in the comments if you want to support. My God, Nate, how do you feel? You already got 10 grand and that was about a day, less than a day.
No, it's been fantastic. Number one, the support has been fantastic. Everybody's doing the research has been fantastic. I didn't know how deep this actually went. And I'll say this: there were so many people pushing me to sue. You need to just sue this guy. I had lawyers saying, "Hey, this is clearly defamation. There's nothing that you can. There's nothing more to it. Just do it. So so thank you again for all those people who are donating, all those people who are supporting. This is for the people who he's harassed, who he's targeted, who he's blocked, who he's done all that too. This is a time for us to get justice because all the stories I always hear. Oh, he defamed me. Well, I can't do anything about it. I can't afford a lawyer. I can't do it. But you know what? We can all do it together. And now this clear case of defamation, you know what? Let's now hold him accountable. Let's hold him, Bot Sentinel, and possibly Twitter and Washington Post, all of them accountable for letting this guy run roughshod over us or attempt to run roughshod over us.
Yeah, and if he's not doing anything bad or hiding anything, it shouldn't be an issue for him, right, Nate? It should be totally fine to open up everything and verify it for us. Let's do it correctly, right? At the same time, you also are speaking to the DOJ because of the bankruptcy filing, the potential fraud, bankruptcy frauding. That's also in there. There's a lot of stuff this guy Boozy has in his background. It's just so weird. He thought this was really wise to keep coming after everybody else with so many skeletons in his own closet. It doesn't surprise me. And I just to echo again, here's Boozy's side, because he refuses to come on any of our platforms to actually address. Here's Boozy's take on what you're doing, and I do want to get your thought on this. I grew up with black men like Nathan. Men like Nathan are not comfortable in their skin, so they go out of their way to prove they are different or better. He is the type that would insult black women so he could fit in with his Caucasian peers. Oh my God. I knew after his account was unlocked, he would continue attacking me because this was the most attention he had received his entire life. He desperately wants to be relevant, and he will go out of his way to prove I am one of you by attacking someone who looks like him. Oh my God, I can't even finish this. Nathan is insignificant, a nobody. He is a YouTuber chasing clout by tweeting and making YouTube videos about me. I am more concerned about the suspicious accounts associated with this group that are targeting women and journalists like Kat and all of them. Oh yeah. Oh my God, Nate, can you believe this nonsense? What is your response?
Well, it's you know what it shows? It shows when you don't have an argument, you go right to identity politics. And that's where he's going. If I was white, he would be going identity politics, right? I'm a black man, they're just attacking me because I'm black. But he can't do that because I'm black. So you know what? I'm a sellout. I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm this. But he is the one specifically making defamatory statements. And they're not even like defamatory statements. They're clearly defamatory statements. Some of the statements are so bad that even the lawyers looking at them was like, I don't even think he, you know, there's probably no defense here. It's simple. It's like, it's obvious. So, you know, but we'll see, because again, I want to make it very clear. Nothing is guaranteed in law. You know, we don't know if we're going to absolutely win, but only thing they can tell us, I can tell you, is that we got the best lawyers. We got a team of lawyers. It's not just one or two lawyers. We have a team of lawyers. We have a team of lawyers doing research. We got a team of lawyers doing the background. We got a team of lawyers doing a social media background investigation. We have all the information that we need to make sure that we can prosecute this case to the fullest extent of the law. And if you want to see this guy at least go through the process, this is where it's at. Because again, each one of us, he's hoping each individual that he attacks can't do it alone, right? None of us could do it alone, but we can do it together. And this is our opportunity. So that's why I'm asking you to donate.
I just love that he made this about color. It's like, dude, you're the one out there supporting the two whitest women in the world.
He's working for the white man or the white woman.
You're literally for the Royals and Amber, and you're going off on who's insulting the black women. Why aren't you out there helping black women then, Christopher Boozy? What the hell are you talking? You hypocrite. Like, my God, you are such a fraud when you say things like this. I just can't even that the fact that he stooped to this level, Nate, I hope it didn't, I know it doesn't bother you, but I hope it makes you feel more confident that you are clearly on the right path, because this charlatan, he's the charlatan who is being exposed. The emperor has no clothes there. And my goodness, I can't wait to see what happens. If you want to support Nate, the lawyer, please do. You can go over to his Donately and help him get over that line. Let's see what happens. And Nate, please come back and keep us posted as much as you can. Subscribe to him over on YouTube at Nate the Lawyer. Subscribe here as well. Hit the bell for all alerts so you get notified for updates, and join us later today. Smash the like as well. Leave a comment on your support. Join us later today live. We got lots to talk about. Olivia Wilde is out there lying again, in my opinion. There's so much more. So make sure you join us today in our live around probably 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys then. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Peace.